am live. I am live. I am live. I am live. Oh, so if you see my shirt, well, if you see my shirt, Peace, Love, and Cure. This is actually day 2 is October 2nd of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And well, if you don't know, breast cancer is, well, the fight against breast cancer is very big and important in my family, as I've had quite a few family members who have survived, well, fought and survived, and some who did not make it. But yes, I do have 4 first cousins who are survivors. They are survivors. They ain't gonna give up. They not gonna stop. They gonna work harder. But no, they are actually in remission. One just celebrated 10 years. I'm not even about to do that because, oh my gosh, it's so many years, and it's 4 of them, and I don't have their stats, but I do know that they are survivors. I don't know why I'm overcome with the desire to do that. But you know what? Sometimes you just gotta go with it. Sometimes you gotta go with it, because if you don't, you're not gonna get past it. So anyway, let's get started on the Afghan. It is quite a big square at this point. Let's see. If I put it here, it's down like middle calf. All right, let's get some snuggling together. We got some snuggling that is on the horizon with the Afghan. Yes. And so yeah, let's get started. But like I said on my oh no. Y'all, sometimes okay. That's what happened. And I'm telling you, the Afghan just be sitting right here. Like when I'm not doing the video, it is literally sitting right there. Like I don't know how I be like losing stitches, unless like when I pick it up. Let's go into that one. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's what happened. This was the finishing stitches on the previous row. And now I'm going to go to the next row. 1, 2, 3. Yes, literally 3 stitches. And it counts as the first double crochet. And so all right, so let me tell y'all what happened to me this past week. I'm gonna give you a little background first. So I've had quite a few people to come through living in my house. Open door, you know. You need a place to live, I got space, you're welcome. Every time, not every time, but pretty much every time somebody's come to stay with me, somehow my screen door ends up broken. Okay? And the latest screen door, because I've replaced it twice since I've been here. And the latest screen door, did I do it? Yeah, I do another one. The latest screen door doesn't close unless you pull it closed, okay? And so if, you know, usually when The screen door, it's, hold on, crap. You know, when you come through the screen door, you let it go, it has a little thing that pulls it in and it closes, okay? Mine doesn't do that. If you don't close it manually, it'll stay open. Like, it'll come closed, but it won't, click. And if the wind catches it, it slaps against the downspout that comes off my gutter. Like, the gutter keeps it from flying and hitting the house, but it's also beating on my downspout. And it's done that for years. Like, I was like, oh, this is cool. Because I'm slow. Oh, this is cool. The downspout keeps it from smacking the house. So that's extra security. But yes, I'm tearing up the downspout as we speak, though. And so now it's like knocked the downspout loose from the hole coming out of the gutter. And so water, instead of going into the, when it rains, goes into the gutter, into the downspout, and then all the way down the side of the house, and away from the house, from the foundation. It's leaking instead through the hole. And I'm getting, like, most of the water still goes through the downspout, but then the water was hitting the porch. It's just dropping down straight onto the porch from the gutter. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this fixed. This can't be, too much of a expense. So I asked the guy who cuts my grass, if he would replace it. He's like, oh yeah, no, that shouldn't be, too bad. And I was like, okay, yeah. Like, we're going to collab on this project because it looks easy, okay? All you do is just take the pieces that are there to, your hardware store of choice, get those pieces and just assemble them and put it back up there, right? Sounds so easy. So I go to my local home repair store and, ask them where the downspout pieces are. The people there, they can tell you where everything is, but they can't really tell you what to do with it. How to purchase it, but whatever. We're going to leave them alone. So I'm in the aisle and I'm holding the pieces. Now by this point, the pieces are rusted. They're disgusting, but at least they're dry because it was a dry day. So I'm showing them the pieces and they're like, and they're going to go find somebody who can help. And while I'm sitting there waiting, this guy comes around and he's like, do you need some help? And he doesn't work there. And I was like, yeah, I mean, they went to go find somebody, but yeah, I need to replace my downspout. These are the pieces. And he was like, okay. So he came over and he was like, yeah, you need 2 of these. You're going to need 1 of these. You're going to need this big piece right here. He pulled out all the stuff. Then the Home Depot people come back and they're like, they say, Mr. Ooh, this. What's so funny is because when I was telling my sister this story, she thought I had made up a name, to protect the parties involved. And so I was about to say his name, and I was like, well, maybe I should say, a name to protect, what I just said. Oh my gosh, I'm horrible at this. Hold on, maybe I need some water. Okay. So, I'm going to call him Mr. Green. So, Mr. Green is like, then they're like, Mr. Green, you here helping people? And he's like, yeah, because y'all don't know what y'all doing, yada, yada, we all laughing or whatever. So he gave me the pieces. One of the guys got me a cart because, of course, you don't carry carts. You don't get carts. Just being silly. And I thought, because I was there the day before, and a guy who worked there told me that if I had the measurements or the pieces, that the local repair people, the hardware store, would cut the pieces to size. Oh crap. I be forgetting I'm supposed to be crocheting. Hold on. I'm sorry. So, so bad at this. Okay. So, yes. So I find out after buying 10 feet of downspout and 2 elbows that, before buying, I got them in the cart and find out that the hardware store doesn't cut that stuff to size. They're like, but you know, you can get a hacksaw or something like that. It cuts really easily. You'll be fine. I'm like, okay. So I go to get all that stuff, forgetting that I'm only in a car. And so now I have 10 feet of downspout to try to fit in a car. Trying to get that home. And I couldn't figure out how to lower the back seat to put it through that way. So I ended up putting it in the car from the footwell of the passenger seat into the out of the window of the back driver's side. And then some guy who worked there stopped me and told me before leaving that I needed to get that red tape or something to put on the end of the downspout, because if somebody was to hit it or something and I didn't have that on there, then I could be held liable for somebody else not paying attention to this huge thing hanging out of my window. But okay, whatever, that's not the point either. So I took that, went back in there and got the little red stuff, tied it on the car, got home, no incident. It was fine. So I set the stuff outside, and oh, I also forgot to say that Mr. Green in the hardware store gave me his business card. He was like, oh, I can, you know, fix that for you. Probably charge only like $150. Call me. And I was like, okay. But I'm like, you know, I got somebody who's going to do it. So, you know, we're fine. I didn't say that to him. That's my thoughts. And so, you know, I get home and set the stuff really outside because I'm not sure when the guy can come by and do it. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay. I mean, you know, it just looks like put that there, put the elbow, cut the little piece, you know, to size, and then the other elbow, that's literally it. Like, okay, we can handle that. And so, really a couple weeks passed at this point. And I asked the guy, I said, well, when are you going to be able to come by and do it? And he says, you know, this week or whatever. He comes by on a Saturday and he's like, okay, well, the hole is too big now for the pieces that you have. So I'm going to need to get like a cap to go in there. And, well, he had the cap. But now because the hole had gotten so big, I guess from, you know, erosion and it being beaten for years, that now the downspout pieces and stuff that I bought are too small. And so I said, well, okay, I don't have, you know, a car right now to get the stuff. So if you get it and do it, just tell me how much it is. I'll pay you for it. And he's like, okay, I'll head over there today. I'll take care of it for you today. Okay. And I wasn't at home. So when I got home later that evening, it was not done. Only that cap piece was in there. And that was it. And when I say like the next few days it rained, so now I don't even have like the downspout piece in there at this point. It's just the cap. And so water's just coming straight through from the rain. And so I texted him, let's see, we talked on that Saturday, and I texted him that Tuesday. And I'm like, hey, when are you going to be able to come by and finish the job? Because I was under the impression that you were going to do it all Saturday. And he says, well, all he responds is this week. And so that was on a Tuesday. That was actually Tuesday, September 17th, okay? And so I'm like, all right, you know, whatever. So I have my trip. I'm leaving on the 19th. And I'm not going to worry about it because honestly, I don't believe that he's going to come and do it. And so I leave on the 19th, you know, take my trip. And I came back on the night of the 23rd. And of course, it's not done. He hasn't called or text or, you know, said anything. Just no call, no showed me basically again. And so I'm like, I'm not about to ask him anything. So let's see, that was the 23rd. That was on the Tuesday. a Monday night. And so that Wednesday, I get the business card of the guy from the department, from the hardware store. So I call Mr. Green and I'm like, hey, so I'm calling to see if you need me a price on this. Like we spoke, I met you in the hardware store that day about the downspout. And he remembered me. He was like, you were the one buying the downspout stuff. And I was like, yeah. And he said, yeah, you told me like you could do it all for like $150 or something like that. And he was like, okay, well, I'll be in the neighborhood. I'll come out and take a look at it on Friday and see what we can do. And I was like, okay, great. He came out on Friday. He looked at it and he's like, yeah, I could do all that for like, he said like 140 something. And I was like, okay, great. He was like, but honestly, like you need all of this done. All the front gutters need to be replaced because, you don't have like that little cap thing. That's not going to work. Like you need, whatever else he was talking about. And he was like, and I could probably move this downspout because there's a downspout that goes down the middle of the house. He's like, it's too much pressure right there. To take the pressure from there, move it to the end of the house, really where it should be. And then you won't have like this big tube coming off your porch. And I was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, I'll take care of you. I'll take care of all that. And I was like, okay. I said, I guess because at this point, we're probably talking about payment plan. So, yeah. He's like, okay, yeah, I'll work out all the pricing and everything. I'll send that to you tonight. And if it's not raining tomorrow, because it was actually raining on the Friday that he came out. He's like, and if it's not raining tomorrow, we'll be out tomorrow morning to do it. If it is raining, we'll do it on Monday. I said, okay, great. I said, now I have a funeral. I'm singing it on Saturday morning, and so I won't be here. He said, oh, don't worry about it. I'll let you know when we're done, and then, you can meet, you can pay me then, and yada, yada, yada. Okay, awesome. So that was Friday night. I did not get any message from him on Friday. And I'm just like, I have not had any good experiences right now with anybody with repairing anything. Like my grass person has been unreliable. Nobody's really calling me back about my car. And I'm telling everybody knows somebody who can do the work, but nobody ever calls back. I call, I give it the information. Oh, sure, let me research. I'll call you back. Nothing. I'm calling back, following up. Don't hear anything. Like, just, it's not good experiences. So when I don't hear from him on Friday night, I'm like, okay, well, fine. Fine then. And so Saturday morning, I leave, head to the funeral. And while I'm at the funeral, I get a text message from Mr. Green. And, well, I'm at the funeral, so I don't check the message. And, also, we had an awesome time in the Lord at the funeral. Oh, my God. I did not know the lady, Miss Deborah, but she seemed like an amazing woman, and she really seemed to remind me a lot of my Aunt Carolyn. They called her a shotgun, like she had a shotgun personality, and, yeah, like small, and, well, some people called her a pistol because she was small and fierce, but some people also called her a shotgun because she was straight and to the point. But anyway, that's off topic. So I get home, the guys are, working on the front, and I open up the message, and y'all, so it's a picture of an invoice for the work. It includes $700 worth of materials and like $800 and something of labor. It's a total of $1,505. I'm like, wait. Wait. I'm like, what? Because, like, the last number we talked about was $150. $140 something to get the downspout on the left side of my house. Well, I guess depending on how you're looking at it. Standing on the porch, it's the left side of the house. Just the elbow, long piece, elbow that goes into the long piece. That's what I called for. So yes, 150. That was the last numbers. And so this $1,500 invoice is for gutters across the whole front of my house and moving the downspout from the middle of the house to the left side of the house. I mean, to the end of the house. But you did not tell me that. You didn't tell me. You didn't get authorization to do $1,500 worth of work on my house. I opened the message and I'm just like, and I called him. I'm like, Mr. Green, like, what is going on? Like, no, this isn't what we talked about at all. Like, and he was like somewhere noisy or whatever. Like, he was, you know, when people talk when they're like not engaging in the conversation. And I was like, okay, but do you not have time to talk about this? Is that what's going on? He was like, well, I'm in a very loud environment, which, I mean, he was, and he was yelling, but I couldn't hear the background noise. Like, it was like very, very, very background. So I was fine. But anyway, I was like, okay, well, whatever. I guess call me. I said, but this isn't what we talked about at all. Like, so anyway. He calls me back later because I still had another place to go. I went inside, changed clothes, and I left again. And he called me later in the afternoon, and I was like, yeah, so, sir, like, what happened? Like, the last thing we talked about was the last number you said was like $150. Like, how did we get to $1,500? He was like, well, I mean, that was the work that we talked about, and you needed it. I was like, well, that's not the point. I don't have $1,500 to give you. Like, I never would have said yes to that kind of work. Like, my car is literally dead in the driveway. That was another thing. We talked about that. My car is dead in the driveway. I'm not going to spend $1,500 on gutters when I can't even drive. My car isn't even fixed. I was just like so confused at this. And I was like, you never even called or texted or gave me any of this information. You just show up and do the work and send me the invoice at the same time. And the invoice said on it, $700 due at time of service, I mean, at the beginning, and the rest remaining due upon completion. It's a day job. It's not like it's over the course of 2 weeks. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So we're going back and forth about this because now, of course, he wants to be paid for the work. And I'm like, I hear you. And I'm not trying to say like it's too much because I can't afford it. I'm saying it's too much and I did not authorize you to do this work. You never sent me the final numbers. Like, you're supposed to do pricing and tell me what it is, not go and pick up supplies to do the job. I was just so flabbergasted. And he was like, I mean, basically it was coming down to, well, I did the work and you need to pay me kind of thing. And I'm just like, but I didn't authorize this work. Like, I never would have said yes. Like, if you couldn't just do the part that I initially asked you for, because what it came down to is that the gutters they were all in such bad shape that just repairing that would have, I guess, looked weird. I mean, because it didn't need just something to go into the hole to fit the other. I finished another skin. Oh my gosh. I know I have some more because I bought some. Play it out. I got some more. Yeah. Why is everything calls for singing? But whatever. I sing because I'm happy. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I'm like, I never would have authorized that amount because I don't have that. I'm like, and I'm not trying to create, bad blood or have a bad relationship. Because, I mean, clearly I need work done on the house, like all over the house. But again, all in time. Right? Yes, all in time. And so he's like, so I see this is about to be a nightmare. I said, well, it doesn't have to be. I'm trying to work with you on it. Although, I mean, because it didn't have to go down this way. I never would have said, sure, go do the work, or unless we have worked out something beforehand. So anyway, he's like, so what do you have today that you could pay me? I said, well, I got the $150 that we talked about. He's like, ma'am, that won't even pay for the supplies. I said, and I hear you, and I understand that. That's what I have, because that's what we talked about. And I said, well, maybe, I might be able to come up with another 50 and pull off 200. He was like, well, can you at least do 300? And I was like, I don't think so. But I guess, I can see what I can do. And so he's all in a tizzy or whatever. But so am I. I'm like, I don't appreciate this added stress, because now it's like, and he did the work and it looks nice, but now I got to figure out how to pay for it. When I didn't even get the Senegalese twist that I wanted to get, because it was $250 that I was like, okay, maybe that's irresponsible to bust down. And now I'm trying to come up with $250 for these doggone, well, for the first payment, really. So anyway, so I squeezed that out, and we see each other on Sunday, and I give him that, and he's like, okay, so what payment plan? When can you make the next payment? And how much? We need to figure this out. And I said, I'm thinking that I could do, payments of $250 per month until it's paid off. He's like, so we're talking about till next year. He's like, and the only reason I'm really doing this is because it's partially my fault. Because I said, partially, this is your fault. Yes, not partially. I didn't do anything. You never even asked about these final numbers. You never said, okay, this is how much this is. Do you want me to do this whole job? So anyway, so I say, $250 a month, maybe $300. So we're going into like February. And I said, yeah. And so we're, set a date for each month for the payments. And he's like, okay, so I'm going to type up something and send. Exactly, no communication. And then going to try to say it was on me. I guess because I'm broke. I don't know. Not broke, of course, because I don't have the money. But the thing is, because I have money to get my car fixed, I don't have anybody who's willing to fix it. But anyway, so I'm not using that money because I need my car, So anyway, I'm supposed to be crocheting. Y'all, I be forgetting to crochet. Tickles me. So, yes. So next morning, because it still wasn't the same night, the next morning, I get a text message, and, he documents the $250 being received, and he was like, so it's going to be 4 more payments, 4 remaining payments of $338.75. So again, Catherine, type, no communication. He ain't paying attention, because at this point, because didn't I say $250 or $300 at the most? And so he gonna talk about 4 payments for $338.75. And so of course I do the math, and that includes an extra $100. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that I said $250. So how we got to $338.75 is beyond me. So I draft up another text message saying I said $250, and so that is going to be 5 payments of $250. Well, 4 payments of $250, and then 1 payment of $255, and that'll be February. And I said, your math, I don't know if it was intentional or an oversight, but it included an extra $100, letting him know I saw that. And then I said, yes, the goal is $250, and if I'm able to do $300 on that month or whatever, we'll just consider it a happy surprise. And so I haven't heard anything back from him since then. So, and that was Monday. So I don't know. I guess y'all, my prayer partners, say, well, maybe he just goes off into the wind. I don't know. Because at this point, it's either accept that or don't accept anything. Because, again, and I'm really upset because I thought that we were going to be able to, forge a relationship, and I was able to get some work done on my house on these different things. But now I can't trust them. Because don't be like, well, it's something you needed, and then charge me for it when I'm not ready for it. Ain't that crazy? Well, you needed the whole thing done. Maybe so. But if you want me to pay for it, you got to do it when I say. Because if we want to say that, there's a lot of stuff I need done. Shoot. And then he going to try to out sick me. Because the whole reason why he forgot to text me that night with the information and stuff, he was like, he's a cancer patient. Well, I think he's in remission now. But he was like, and I'm just, doing a whole lot. And after I came back from picking up your supplies, that was the first thing. Anyway, after he came back from picking up my supplies, he was so exhausted. He just, fell asleep. Okay. But still, and then the next morning, when you didn't send it then either, I don't know what to tell you. I said, well, sir, I deal with chronic pain. I be in pain sometimes, and I can't even think straight. And now I have to think about how I'm going to pay a bill that I didn't ask for. So we all got stories, is what I said. Shoot. I'm like barely standing up sometimes. It hurts so bad, and I got to stand and deal with this nonsense while you try to put it on me that I don't have $1,500 laying around to pay you for something I didn't ask you to do. So I guess at this point I'm just waiting to see what he says. Well, I'm not, because I said what I said, and those are the options. So I guess we'll see what happens on the date that the first payment is due. Or I would just say, thank you, Lord, that I got that done for possibly free. I doubt that, but I still just thank the Lord that is done, and it looks nice. Only thing is now, though, oh my gosh, the new gutters make my house look so dirty. Because the previous gutters, of course, were white, and the new ones are white as well. But my house is dusty white, so we gotta work that part out next. Adventures in home ownership and dealing with contractors. My goodness. Because, what do you do? Because I had a couple friends say that I shouldn't pay him anything because I didn't ask or approve. I didn't approve the work. I didn't approve the pricing. And so I shouldn't pay anything. But I don't want to be like that either. We're all trying to make it. He's a small business owner. What you think? Should I tell him he shouldn't have done it? Oops, shame on you. Or should I go? No, I'm going to go ahead and do it. It don't matter what y'all think. Not to say it like that, but the way that my conscience is set up, I'll still do it. I ain't going to force it on him if he don't contact me. But I'm saying, based off of the agreement that we made, I'll still pay him. So, that's that on that. And oh my gosh, if we're still talking about contractors though, well, not contractors, but any other work, why is that? Oh, okay. Any of the working people, like when I was pricing around trying to get prices on getting my car repaired, of course, because everybody knows somebody. So my cousin gave me a number, one of my cousins, everybody got a million cousins. He gave me a number of some people who are really good and they're honest or whatever. So I called And I'm like, you know, hello, I am such and such's cousin, and he gave me your number based off of, you know, this, and this is what I need. And he's just on the phone, like, I mean, he answered the phone with the, you know, the company name or whatever, but he didn't show any recognition of, you know, me on the line, of my cousin, of any of the information that I was saying. Like, it was just like I was just talking to myself. And then he's like, okay, well, I'm in the middle of something. Can I call you back? Okay. And this is the, and while I was saying that, you know, this is the number to call me back on. And at the same time, like, for some reason, my phone sometimes will go straight to voicemail. And I'll be sitting right next to it. And so I was trying to say that when I was like, and oh, my phone. And he hung up. I was like, wow. And he never called back at all. And I mean, if he did and it went to voicemail, he didn't leave a message. And I'm a voicemail checker. So if somebody, well, if you call me and leave a voicemail, I'll check it. But yeah, he never called back at all. I was like, well. And it was just really weird. Like, after I said all this information, well, I'm in the middle of something. I'm in the middle of something. Can I call you back? Oh, okay. Why do you act like that? Anyway, all right. Let me get my pressure back down. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm on the last lane. Last lane. Um, yeah, I'm gonna call it the straightaway. I'm on the straightaway of this lap. And I'm almost there. Almost to the end of the road where it attaches and goes to the beginning. I mean, yeah. snuck up on me. Been looking for it, and then when it comes, it sneaked up on me. All right, doing a little slip stitch to finish the row. There we go. And I'm not gonna do another one. So, all right, I'm doing my 3, and that's it for this time around. Oh, sorry. Yeah. All right, I'll talk to y'all later, later, later.